This hangout on air is live. Well, from this end, at least it seems like it's working. Let's see what's going on. I don't know. Everything's so weird today, folks. I don't know. I'm just baffled here. It's crazy. What the hell's going on? What's going on? I don't know. Everything's so weird, folks. I don't know. Sorry. Is anybody in here? Nation Pride, Northern Pride. Hey, what's up? I'm trying just do my own live stream today because I don't know what's going on. I've uploaded 2 videos for the day and none of them are working. Both are showing unavailable, and I've had people point that out to me, which is very, very, very odd because I've never had. Hey, for all those that watch my videos or pay attention to any of my social media page, I'm just going to let you know, first and foremost, I've never had a strike against me. I've never had a claim against me. I've never had, I've never been banned. I've never been given a suspension. So I don't even have any prior warnings that I shouldn't be able to say what the hell I want to say out there on the social media landscape. But for some reason today, 2 videos. Well, the first video I uploaded, which was very much challenging the state and the silence of voices, which I found quite odd. The video I upload, they automatically suppress that. And like I say, thanks to those of you who pay attention to my channel and let me know about that, because without you, I don't know what's going on. Like, I just do my stuff, right? But thanks to those of you who did let me know that somehow, or for some reason, my video was made unavailable to people, which is so wrong. I mean, if you pay attention to me, I never advocate for violence. I never advocate for, like, I'm not a racist. I'm not a homophobe. I don't fit into any of those boxes that the authoritarians seem to check off as who should be silenced or suppressed. I stick within the parameters of what should be just, critical thinking and observations and philosophical understandings of what it is to even be a free human being. So if someone's trying to silence me, yeah, we're definitely in a whole lot of trouble, folks. Like I say, there's lots of people out there where I can understand where, yeah, these media outlets, even though I believe, hey, I'm a staunch believer in freedom of speech. So even a lot of the people they silenced, I still would stand in defense of them. Even people like Faith Goldie. And I uploaded a video the other day saying, as much as I don't agree with a lot of things that Faith Goldie says, she should be allowed to speak. Like even people like Alex Jones, and there's lots of people that have been silenced and suppressed where I don't necessarily agree with them, but I do definitely believe in freedom of speech. And I would stand in full defense of their freedom to say what they have to say. Like I say, as long as you're not advocating for violence or rampant suppression of entire groups, to me, it's just do your thing, right? Just do your thing. You should be allowed to speak openly and freely. I mean, that is literally, especially if you're an American person. Now, I happen to be a Canadian, yeah, where we don't have quite the amount of freedoms that the folks down south do. But if you're an American and all these companies are built and based on the American, capitalist model, and for them to be going against everything that made them so successful and try to silence and suppress people, I find that very disturbing, folks. I really, really do. Holy shit, I'm getting lots of people already in here. Well, apparently this live stream must be working then. Either that or all the insiders are watching what I've got to say. Anyways, let me see what's going on, because like I say, I'm just trying to get my voice out there, and I don't know why they would try to silence me today. I like I say, I try to do the best I can to fit all those, even all the legalese, even things that I think is completely ridiculous in how they try to suppress and silence people. I still even try to restrict everything I say to at least fit within the paradigms that's allowable, even for the authoritarians. So even for the authoritarians, I still try to fit within the paradigms of these dipshits, and they still feel like they have to try to silence my voice. What the fuck? What is going on when you're trying to silence people like myself? That seems like, I don't know, like I say. And why can't I even do my live Google Hangouts anymore? Maybe some of you people are in the chat. I'm glad to see lots of people in the chat, because if anyone out there that knows what's going on with, I haven't been able to do a live Google Hangouts for 3 weeks now. 3 fucking weeks I've tried, and I can't get anything done. For some reason, every time I try to do it, there's something that has to do with cookies, but I went and cleared out all my cookies. And actually, after I did that, I was like, oh, shoot, now I have to sign into all of my accounts. So hopefully that wasn't something nefarious to make it so that somebody could see my passwords when I have to sign back into my. Anyways, I don't even get into the conspiracy stuff. It could be just a technical glitch. I don't try, but things are definitely happening today that really is starting to question my willingness to even have any trust or faith in these platforms anymore. And I don't even like saying that because I love being able to use YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and all these platforms in mind. Hey, that's another thing too. Hey, folks, have some redundancy. I mean, I'm telling you, I've been doing this for a while now. I have redundancy. So I have uploaded my videos that are being, suppressed right now on YouTube. Go over to BitChute, Canadian Libertarian. I'm over on BitChute, and you'll be able to see my videos, even though you won't be able to see them on YouTube today. But you will be able to see it on BitChute. And that's another thing. I'm on Gab. I mean, people like say, oh, that's just some alt-right thing. No. I'll go anywhere that allows people to speak freely, even with people that I don't agree with. I mean, come on. Freedom of speech has to mean something. If you're going to stand for anything at all, it has to be, if there's like the bottom of the barrel that's something that you're going to stand for, it should at the very least be freedom of speech. And freedom of speech means those that you disagree with. Not those you agree with. Freedom of speech doesn't matter if you're all just sitting, functioning in an echo chamber. Freedom of speech means you have to at least allow a voice to be said and to be heard that even people you don't agree with. Anyways, let me listen to what people are saying here. Because, I really need your help, folks. I really do. Because as much as I'm pretty technically savvy and stuff, I just don't know all the nuances. And especially you younger folks, you're much smarter than I am when it comes to the social media stuff. So please help me out here. What's going on? Nathan Pride, yes. Just cringe diversity channel, white genocide. Well, I mean, come on, let's not get to that point just yet, right? White genocide. But I mean, I get it. Like it does seem to be, the attack does seem to be focused and targeted towards certain people, which, I'm not a fan of any of that stuff. I'm not a fan of collectivism or groupthink of any kind. I don't look at people based on their skin color and shit. And that's the thing. All these social media platforms that have been paying attention to what I said, I don't fit any of these. So why would you try to silence my voice? I'm not a collectivist. I don't look at people based on their skin color or their where they fit in the economic scale or their race or their background or their sex. I don't care. I treat people as individuals, and anyone that's ever known me in real life can attest to that. So why would you try to silence or suppress me? That's a little bit disturbing when you get this point. What's that expression, right? Think about it. Read your books, read your history, folks. First they came for, right? Next they came for, and I didn't say anything. Next they came for, well, at some point in time, we have to speak out. I mean, I do anyways, but every one of us, we have to stand firmly in opposition to the silence and suppression of people, even those that you don't agree with. There's people I don't agree with. Trust me, there's lots I don't agree with. Antifa, Fox, even people I won't necessarily name names because I don't want to just target people in particular as individuals or even groups. But I see a lot of them silenced, but you'll never hear me support like, ooh, I'm glad they're silent. I don't want anyone to be silenced. I don't want anyone, because you're not, by silencing their voice does not affect or change who they are or what they stand for. You're not going to affect that. All you do is create an area or an atmosphere where they realize that they're being oppressed. And to think that you're going to just keep punishing people that know that they're being oppressed and think that's going to work out good for you. No, you just actually get a whole lot of people on side and on board with them because they'll say, see, I'm just a person that has no power and they're oppressing me. Why would you want to align with that? And most people in their instincts, in the core, if they're a decent moral or ethical human being, will realize that, yeah, I might not agree with you, but God damn it, I'll fight to my death to defend your right to say what you got to say. And I will definitely do that. I always have been that kind of person. And I just don't even know why they think it's good to silence people like this. I'm pissed off, folks. Yeah, and if you don't know me already, I get a little bit passionate about this stuff, and as anyone rightfully should, because if you're just sitting talking about this stuff like you're a robot, well, there's something already weird that's going on inside of you. If you're so conformist, complacent that you think that this is normal behavior, it's a little bit scary, to be honest with you. Anyways, well, let me. I got to get the text a little bigger, folks. Getting old, your eyes aren't nearly as good. It sucks. I'm pretty good though. Pretty good, like for a dude that's like 48 years old. I do decently, but yeah, age will catch up to me eventually. I'm still a human being like everyone else, right? Okay, so let's see. I'm king. I'm not taking any more hits. You're getting it back sevenfold. Everybody on your staff, everybody on your crew, anybody that tries to run is going to be like the soldier at the last time of king. Jeremy Dolly. I don't even know what this is. What are you talking about here, dude? I don't even know what you're saying. This is weird. I'm king. I'm not talking. Is it a quote? It's a thing with text stuff. I don't know what the hell that means. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Hi. Hey, William McDonald. Hey, Jason Price. Nathan Pride. Or Nation Pride, Northern Pride. Okay, cool. I looked to not available. Yeah, I know, right? Why? Why not available? Why? It's not like I do anything. Shit, man. I'm just challenging like authoritarians, right? So, I mean, if, like I say, the minute you realize that people like myself are being silenced or suppressed, I mean, that should be, there's a lot of times where you can say, like I say, oh, well, at first they came for the communists, right? I mean, or the Antifa. I mean, you can make that, you can let that slide if you're people that think that, well, my shit's the only thing that matters, or my team's the only one that matters. I don't play that game. If they're trying to silence even people I hate, I'm not going to agree with it. I will never agree with silencing anybody. I'm not a fan of fascists or Antifa Fox, any of these collectivist ideology proponents, but I don't want anybody to silence people. This is not the way you deal with people as adults, all right? Especially in any free or anything that has anything to do with like individual liberty. In the Western world, if post-enlightenment era, if you don't understand this, it's because you've been inundated with and indoctrinated with this collective ideology. And it's a sad thing, and I'm trying to help educate and inform you. And you don't even have to listen to me. There's lots of people that do that other than me. But if you're willing to go along with this, even for people that you hate, yeah, eventually they will come for you. Mark my word, because I'm seeing and witnessing it today. Multiple sites, hiccups. This guy, 3-star Muir. I don't even know who this person is, but they comment, or he, she, whoever the fuck it is, because when people hide behind anonymity, it's like, what the hell? And I get why some people do it. You're scared. I don't have much respect for people that are scared to fucking be vocal and openly in defense of freedom. And I get it. Some of you might think, I need to keep my job. You know how many times I've had to shoot myself in the foot and lose jobs by doing the right thing and standing for freedom. And I know it's hard, but it's, step outside the fucking shadows, for Christ's sakes. And what the hell does that even mean? Multiple site hiccups. This is not just a fucking hiccup. Come on. Really, though? Why would you even want to defend that shit? Jesus. Tim Pool's video about Julian. Yeah, Assange. Yeah, good, wise thing to not leave the end in there, right? Because they're probably fucking trying to use that as a keyword to silence you as well. That's the thing. Anyways, was being blocked on YouTube. Like, yeah, and Tim Pool. I mean, come on, Tim Pool. He's an awesome dude. You're not, that's a straight up fucking just an awesome dude that's trying to be principled and once again, like myself, help educate and inform people. And the fact that we're being silenced, be very fucking wary of this stuff when they're getting to this point, folks. YouTube has taken down so many videos today. Yeah, I know. YouTube very fish today. Thanks, Just Cringe and Sam Skia all the time. Yeah, I get shit all the time, constantly. But I like I say, no matter what they do, and I've said this, I did a Facebook Live earlier today, but I'll reiterate here now again. Unless, like I said, unless you're willing, and I'm saying this too, like whether you're in the military or the mindless enforcers in the police or spy agencies, unless you're willing to just come out and fucking kill me outright. And I mean, you can do that, right? That's possible. Wouldn't be the first person that had to fucking be sacrificed at the altar of the collective, right? But unless you're willing to do that, you're never going to truly silence and suppress me. Never. Yeah, in the face of adversary, I'm not one of those people who will just succumb and bow down. I'll find ways to get around your fucking suppression. So like I said, the only way you'll ever ever be able to truly fucking silence and suppress my voice is to fucking literally kill me, end my pulse, end my fucking blood from pumping, and my brain from functioning. That's it. That's all. Are you willing to go to that point? Is that how far you want to take this? And if you are, then go ahead. Go ahead. Because in reality, that just means that my voice will live on much, much more vocal and have much more profound effect than what it has today. Why are you people so fucking foolish? Why are you so unthinking? You let your authoritarian brain, you let your power just overcome and overtake your ability to even think critically about anything, which is why you will never win. I mean, you'll win some battles, of course, because you have all the power, right? You have the power right now, but your power does not mean now. The power that you have currently doesn't mean you're going to have that for all of eternity or for infinity. Things change. You know, think about the Nuremberg trials, right? And like I said in my Facebook live feed, I've got years, folks. I've got over 3 terabytes of information that I've gathered, collected, that proves just how corrupt things are. And I mean, this goes back all the way till about 2012, roughly, as far as when I actually started being really wise about not just doing what I do, but saving all these things, archiving them, and putting them on backup drives that are not like the internet. Like, you could shut down the internet tomorrow, but I still have it all backed up. You're not, like I say, you can't silence suppress people like me. I'm much smarter than the average bear. I have, like I say, all backed up on multiple redundant drives. So it's like, even if you found one and you destroyed it, yeah, there's much more. And it's not all just in my household. Like, for fuck's sakes, do you not realize there are people way smarter than your mindless order followers? No, there's a reason why you always lose out in the end. You authoritarians, the reason why you always lose out in the end is because you have the wrong ideas, the wrong incentives, and the wrong kind of people that are inept, uncourageous, and conformist. And you try to challenge people that are independent, strong, resilient, and super courageous. Why do you think you're going to win? When the fuck has that ever happened through all of history? Never. So why they continue to do so, like I say, it baffles the mind. Assange's 7th year, Sabbath. Yeah, that's a fucking shame, man, Assange. And like I say, I don't even give a shit if people say that he's a Russian operative. I don't even give a fuck what country he comes from or who he's speaking for. Just like Edward Snowden. I don't give a fuck. He gave us some honest truth, and he proved that the Five Eyes were spying on us and collected everything that we do. Everything that we do is being collected. You know, the mantra, remember the mantra? Collect it all, James Clapper. Yeah, I'll never forget that. And I'm very thankful of the Edward Snowdens of the world, or the Julian Assanges. And the fact that any people would celebrate the fact that a man's been fucking suffering that long for that many years. Why would you think that's a good idea or a good thing to do when he's just trying to tell you that people are corrupt, even if he's doing it because he cares about his team over in Russia, right? If he's giving you truth and pointing out that, hey, your own government's fucking you over and spying on you, like, even if your enemy tells you that, then that's the time where you should say, hey, even though I recognize you might not be on my side as far as politics or geopolitics, thanks for giving me some truth. And I'll say that to every one of them. Julian Assange, Snowden, anyone that's willing to speak truth or challenge so-called authority, I'm very appreciative of it. I don't care about your political background, your leanings, or which team you align with. I'm just thankful someone's willing to give us some truth. Because the fucking media and the establishment politicians or the political parties, they're unwilling to do so. I'm glad someone at least trying to do so. Sorry, folks. I'm stressed here today. This is crazy. I never seen things get to this point where I didn't think they would be coming for me at this point. Me? What the fuck? Anyways, I found that too, Jason. Yeah. Yahoo. CL is awesome. Thanks, Yahoo. Very fishy. Left media is in vortex. Rise now. What is that? I don't know. It must be a bot account or something, because it doesn't seem like a human being. 3-star mirror. You're not even a human being, man. You can't be. Either that or you're an NPC. Fuck. Even if sometimes when they say something like, yeah, okay, kind of makes sense, but like, talk like a human being, right? And get your algorithm to at least function like a human being, because stuff's weird. They took down today in JUR. I'm not even sure what that means, G-Man Warrior, but thanks. for giving us some information, because someone might know what you're talking about. Wish I could stay tuned in, but I'm on the job site training. New guy, keep the group. Hey, no problem. Thanks, Viracocha. Thanks, Viracocha. That means you're a person that's actually working to produce everything for people in society. Trust me, I know all about that. I'm one of those people my whole life been carrying the heavy load where everyone else doesn't want to step up the plate, and they just want to keep making that burden heavier and heavier. Well, at some point in time, like I say, Alice is going to shrug, and I'm already starting to shrug. Jerusalem videos re the election. Okay, I'm not going to get into the Jewish stuff. Don't even deal with that stuff at all. Like, I'm not pro, anti. I'm just Jewish. I'm about individuals. I don't treat people based on their collective group identity, skin color, race, religion, or background. I deal with people as individuals. Jerusalem. They used that trash to memorize and turn off. What? 0.004 are weird sexually, yet 40 to 60% are sick of hearing about weird sex. Yeah, and all that stuff's weird, and I get it all, but what the hell does that have anything to do with what we're talking about today? Don't you know you are a white supremacist? No, actually, I don't know. And how could I be? How the fuck could I be a white supremacist? Where in the hell is anything I ever said in all of the history of anything I've ever done or uploaded or commented on or posted where you would get, what the fuck is wrong with you? Or is that something, are you just being sarcastic? And even if you're being sarcastic, did you put in there sarcasm? You know, when you do stuff in text form, this is why I don't like dealing with people in text form. Can you at least be nuanced enough to try to elaborate and expand on what you're actually trying to say? Because I don't understand what you're trying to say. When you do shit like this, what are you alluding or suggesting that I'm a white supremacist? Because once again, that means that you just literally have never listened to or watched anything I've ever done in my past or know me as a human being, right? Fuck. Jesus. Ooh, all of a sudden I don't see much here. Must be pissing people off. The chat started out with lots of people, and now it's like bleh. For fishy, how they're all pushing to silence social media through government, all using the alt-right as an excuse. Yeah, that's true, Stan Altsch. Yeah, it's true. I don't know, Wayne, and I'm definitely not a fucking alt-righter. I mean, I fight with those dipshits all the time. Anyone that's Canadian knows that. I think collectivists are like they're bottom fucking scrapers. They're down there, bottom feeders, man. Collectivists, yeah, these are people that lack true intellect. They're just like you say, oh, I want to be part of a gang or a group or a collective, and that's all that matters to me, right? I don't deal with people like that. It's whatevs. Yeah, I also found the House of Commons has blocked a lot of commentary on the life part of the something, whatever. Okay, let me just say thanks for all. Oh, let me actually, you know what? I'm going to deal with the Maxime Bernier bullshit here now. Comments. Okay, so the Maxime Bernier thing. Hey, wait a minute. I just shared a thing. Why is it not posted? Oh, here we go. It's acting slow. YouTube's acting slow, apparently. I got to take a little quick drink here, folks. I'm thirsty. Yummy. Join the Babs. Okay, hold on. Join the recovered. No stand ownership place we can go to speak freely, left, right, centers, more like it. Yeah, by the way, yeah, I think I already said, but Minds, well, if you look on every one of my videos, this one, no exception, you'll see. I'm on Minds, Gab, BitChute, Twitter, Facebook, obviously YouTube. Yeah, I got redundancy built in. So even if some point in time they try to silence and suppress my voice entirely, I do say, like, you got to get over into some of these alternative media platforms, because at some point in time, if you don't, once they've silenced me on these platforms, how are you going to find me, right? Like, just get over there and make sure you have redundancy built in, right? That's the only way you'll be able to protect yourself from being silenced or suppressed, or being prevented from hearing people's voices or what they have to say, is by making sure that you have an alternative platform. Because, yeah, there's some great people out there, like the folks like Ottman at Minds, or the folks at Gab, or like I say, at BitChute. They've given us the ability that we can still put our voices out there without being silenced or suppressed. And like I say, actually, a lot of these social media platforms, the minute they're going to be government regulated, well, that's the minute I think the advancement of blockchain-based social media platforms will take center stage, because it's decentralized. And then no matter what the governments do, no matter how much regulations they want to put forth, they won't be able to do anything to prevent us from saying what we got to say, because the decentralized platform that's built on blockchain, they have no power to fucking fully control that. Hello, everyone. Panda Doodles. Hey, let me get to, says the Libertarian. Yeah, says the Libertarian. Damn Skippy. Okay, let me go back up here. Hey, thanks, Tony Fox. Okay, hold on. Oh, shit, it went up here. Okay, there we go. Wait, there we go. Everything's slow today, folks. Sorry, but not going to partake in anti-Semitic chat, except to say when logical debate is beyond one's intelligence. Where's the anti-Semitic chat? What? I don't even, what? Where are you coming at there, Lyric Berry? Who's being interested? Let me go. Hold on here. I gotta go way up here. I don't see it. I can't. Oh, wait, they're lazy. Tinker. Oh, I guess I did miss a bunch of stuff here. But anti-Semitic chat. Holy shit, look at all the things I missed here. What the hell? Sorry, folks. Listen, I got to go back up. What the hell is going on with the chat? Now, I'm not even seeing it till like way late now. Okay, wait. I'm going to try to go back up here because I don't want to leave anyone out. Okay. Wow, this stuff's fucked, man. Okay, Jerusalem video. Oh, here I'll go. Okay, I see something here. Wait. They took down today. Okay. I wish I could stay tuned in, but I'm on. Okay, no, I seen that. Jerusalem videos are the election. I don't know. Just why do you got to bring Jews into things? Why do you got to treat people as like identity? Fuck, I can't stand people that treat people based on some collective identity. What? Can you not just treat people as individuals? Is that really so difficult for people today? Fuck. Don't you know you're a white? Oh yeah, no, I seen that one live. It works. Sweet. We're listening. Steve Sincox. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, talks. Dang. Big Zinny. Thanks. LOL. Dang. Truth is not allowed on YouTube. No, I don't necessarily even believe it's necessarily YouTube per se, because YouTube is not just like some monolith, right? There's some idiots in YouTube that probably want to completely dominate and control everything. But I'm pretty sure there's some people in YouTube that don't. But this is the problem, right? is especially when you're a publicly traded company, there's a lot of people that have a lot of influences on these companies. So I won't blame the platform. I've been always very appreciative of the fact that I have these platforms to even use. That's the thing. Let's not throw out the baby with the bathwater, folks. Whether you hate like some things that people do at Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, come on, we got to be appreciative of the fact that we have these things. Like no time in history. Think about if we didn't have them. What voice would you have out there, right? Are you going to run to the establishment media? Are they going to allow you a voice? You know, that's not the case. So at least we have some area. And yeah, these people are getting a little bit more authoritarian, but that's because power is a corrupting nature. But they're not still full on yet. And take full advantage of the fact that we at least have some options slightly available to this. And even then, like I say, the internet, and I said this in my Facebook Live, or my Facebook Live video that I did earlier, is the internet is, just think of the internet as a highway. And consider Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, they're just off ramps, right? Because the internet, like it's your conveyance. It's how you get to these platforms. But even if these platforms, even if they put barricades to prevent you from getting off on those exits, it doesn't mean you can't still travel on the internet. You can still go to mine. You can still go to Gabs. You can still get your voice out there. I mean, sure, if people are all congregated, which is why I haven't left the main established platforms, is because not like I want to be there, but I realize that most people are still there, and that's where the fight is happening. That's where the battle for the minds is happening. So I don't want to surrender. I don't want to put up the white flag and just go to Minds or all these other media platforms alone. And like I say, as much as I appreciate them, I want to have the battle where the battle is taking place as well, right? And the battle is predominantly taking place on these established platforms. So I get it. I totally understand why people are frustrated with them. I'm frustrated with them. Obviously, today I'm frustrated, but I'm still not going to turn my back on these platforms. Just like I'm still not going to run off into the woods, right? And just, or put up the white flag. I'm still going to fight in any chance I get or any venue that's afforded or affronted to me. Sorry. But yeah, I get really, liberty means a lot to me, folks. Come check out. Oh, I'm on IDW, by the way. And I don't know why, but they wouldn't. Maybe someone's already taken my name over there, which sucked because Canadian Libertarian, hey, that's me. God damn it. Stop trying to take my shit, man. But anyways, I went to IDW and I couldn't use Canadian Libertarian for a username. But if you go to IDW community, I am there. It's just I had to use CDN, so Canadian short form, right? Did I use it in capital letters? Anyway, CDN Libertarian. I am on the IDW network. And yeah, it's a good place that people, that's where you do have some freedom of speech. So definitely join up to that place as well. Great thing to point out there, Ruby Tat. Thanks, Ruby. Excellent. Good for you. I'm in Facebook jail today. Shit. YouTube is no better. Sorry about that, Norman Loisel. Of course, I don't know what put you there, but yeah, it's terrible. Like I say, especially if you were just speaking, right? If you're just speaking openly, and I don't even care if you said something that people don't necessarily like, you have the right, you should have the inherent right and freedom to say what you want to say, even if people think it's something that they don't like, or they might perceive themselves as speech that's not allowable. I don't believe in such thing other than, full on advocation of violence towards something. That's the area where it's like, that's the only speech I think that, yeah, that's not a good thing, right? I think to advocate for, hey, I want to go kill this person or something, but still it's only speech. Even there, like, I don't agree with it. I think that's terrible. That is something that I definitely don't agree with. But until someone's actually followed out on their threats, it's still speech, folks. And speech, to this point, it still has no power to actually harm you, right? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. And threats won't hurt you either. Actions, yeah, they surely will. So sorry about that, Norman. Steve Sincox, the more they fear, the harder they fight you. Fear is indicative of your success. Isn't that true, Steve? That's so true, man. Shit. And I've experienced that so many times in my life. You'd think I'd be accustomed to it by now. People that fear me or just, I don't know, have no respect for me as an individual. Holy shit. Anyways. Okay, the next one. G-Man Warrior. One word like saying Sandy Hook and they take you down no matter what else you say. Yeah, well, with the Sandy Hook, listen, I don't even want to get into that stuff, but yeah, listen, even people that say some outrageous things, and Alex Jones, but God, he's just, if you don't understand who Alex Jones is, really, the guy does, but you should never be able to silence Alex Jones. Come on. I remember back in the day when I used to drive long haul truck in those late hours in the evening when you'd have people like George Norrie, right? On, what was it, Coast to Coast. There's some pretty fucking outrageous conspiracy theories this man used to propagate, but I never looked at it as like he was a threat of any sort. Just someone that's doing his thing. What? Even as much as I disagree and think some of the shit they put forward is conspiratorial or fucking outrageous, why would I want to silence or suppress someone? That's weird stuff. That's authoritarian in nature. So even people that you don't agree with, why would you want to, just don't listen to them. Just don't pay attention to them, right? Freedom of association, folks. Freedom of association. And yes, Ruby Tat, yes, I have joined. Here, let me put it down here. Actually, I wonder if I can share. I probably get signed out of all that crap. Let me check, though, because, yeah, man, friggin' everything's been screwing me up. And if I have, I won't be able to share it now. Yeah, no, I'm all signed out, unfortunately. And I'm not going to do it while I'm online right now. I'm not going to sign in right now while I'm online. But like I say, yes, I'm on the IDW community. My username is CDN Libertarian. I think it's under capital. I think it's capitalized CDN and probably capital L Libertarian, right? But yeah, you'll find me over there and check me out, please, because like I say, we'll need somewhere we can congregate to if these platforms ever get to the point where we just can't even say anything anymore, right? CBCs are focused into my YouTube inbox, are forcing into my YouTube box. I don't know what that means. Once again, 3-star. I don't know. 6 decades of government growth. Yeah. Public sector greed. Yep. High taxes. Yep. High debt. Yep. Corruption, fraud, money laundering, all disguised as grants, subsidies, equalization. All lies starred Daddy Trudeau. Man, General Wolf, you are so right. So right, General Roof or Wolf. If I could do a whole bunch of thumbs up, I'd be doing it right now. Well said. Well said indeed. It apparently, but it's not just the liberals. That's another thing. I won't just place the blame on one side of that political aisle. No, there's lots of blame to go around from both sides, as you see, because if there was a genuine viable alternative that cared about individual rights and freedoms, well, we wouldn't be living in the world we live today currently, right? Either that or unless we want to suggest that most Canadians like being indentured servants, slaves, or serfs to a ruling class, right? Or dominated and controlled socially and economically. I mean, some of them probably do. A large percent of them probably do because they benefit from that, but I believe the majority don't. So there's blame to go around, right? Hey, Tinkerbell, it apparently as simple as good versus evil. Well, that is the story that's as old as time. It is good versus evil, right? And that's why it's so important for us to stand for good. And even the evil people, okay, you can give them a voice because evil's not going to go away, even if you try to deny them a voice. It's okay to even give evil a voice. The problem is don't give evil the ability to monopolize who has anything to say, because then that's when good loses out big time. Well, in the short term, good will never lose out in the long run. I believe fully that liberty will keep advancing, even with all the hardships, even with all the death, devastation, and destruction that has culminated in our advancement in liberty over the hundreds or thousands of years. I still believe we'll make that one step forward, right? That next intellectual or evolution, as far as as what it means to be a free human being, we're going to get to that point. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of pain. That step, right? That's a long stride, and it's going to require a lot of effort to get there. But it's worth the step. It's worth taking that stride. It's worth the pain. Hi, fellow Canadians. Hi, Cat in Canada. Nice to talk to you. Nice to see you in the chat. Trust? Yeah, right. Steve Sincox. Trust. I'm sorry, Steve. I'm not sure what that means, but I don't want to go all the way back up. I already had to. YouTube is taking live streaming away from YouTubers all over the. Oh, frig. Did I already point that out? Actually, because I got lots of people here. If any out there, because I know there's probably a lot of people that are much more technically savvy than I am, although I've been into computers since the mid 80s, so I'm pretty decent, but because I try to focus on so many things, I can't be the end all be all and know everything about everything. That's for sure. I'm humble and have enough humility to recognize that. But can someone help me out? What's going on? I just can't, like, you see, I can live stream, but the minute I tried to do it with someone else, like with my son or Victor Pross in our debate we were supposed to have, it keeps coming up as clear your cookies. Now I did that on my side, and but it's still, I've tried subsequent. I've done 4 tests since then, and I still can't do the live Google Hangouts. So if anyone out there has any technical savvy or can help me get over that hurdle so that I can start getting back into doing my podcast and doing some interactions, live streaming with guests or debaters or people that want to debate my position, I really like to do that. I don't want to function in an echo chamber, and I don't just want to talk to people that want to just listen to my voice only. I want to have other people challenge me even. So if you have any information that you can help me, why the hell Google Live Hangouts isn't working for me anymore, I don't know. It keeps coming up with something to do with cookies for some reason. And like I said, I did all the things that I did, and it still keeps coming up that it won't work. So I don't know. I just don't have enough time to cover everything and figure out what's going on. But if you can help me, please do. Mark your calendars, friends. You're doing a good job, CL. Thanks, CL. Van Horn. IDW community. stepdaddy Pierre, real daddy Fidel. If you want to know who controls you, look at the ones you aren't allowed to criticize. Hey, Voltaire, good one, Stan. It's so true, right? It's so true. And look at those who are out there today that are looking and seeking for power. Well, it seems to be feminists, right? Those that are proponents of identity politics. Exactly. Look at the ones that are seemingly trying to silence suppress you or be the dominant voice out there, and they're trying to silence suppress anyone that challenges them. That is true. Voltaire was wise back then, and it's a wise thing to think about in terms of how you're being treated today. You got to understand, and that's the other thing. And I said this in my Facebook Live too, is the authoritarians on the right, as much as people try to say, oh, it's the right wingers, right? No, the authoritarians on the right, they'll be coming at you so hardcore and so openly and so visible and so with so much force, the very ground will tremble underneath you, right? When the right wingers come for you, it'll be inescapable and undeniable. The fact that what you're seeing today is this pretense that it's your benevolent overlords or people that just care about you and defending your rights and freedoms, but yet they're going to do it by silencing and suppressing lots of voices. It's the leftists, right? It's the collectivists. And even Hitler. I mean, I've said this in past videos too. Look at Hitler as a man. Look at the kind of people he's. This guy was a wimp, all right? He was the epitome of a left-winger collectivist. And the fact that the Nazi Party was a National Socialist Party, right? Come on, these weren't right-wingers. He was not the strong man. Look at the guy's shoulders were about this wide. I mean, he was a wimp that was seeking power, right? So no, it's the right-wingers are like and there's right-winger authoritarians, especially from the past. But like I say, those people, they're not the kind of people that are trying to skirt or avoid the fact that they're strongmen. It's the left-wingers that come at you like, hey, I'm your friend, man. I just want to help you out here. Come over here. And they put their arm around your shoulder. No, I'm just trying to stroke your ego. I'm here for you. But while you're like, oh, thanks, they're like, oh, shanking you. That's the people that you really got to concern yourself with. The full authoritarian right-wingers, like I say, you'll see them. Your radar, like, beep, beep. It'll be bleeping. It'll be undeniable at that point when the right-wingers come for you. Left-wingers are much more nuanced and subtle in their approach, and actually they're wise intellectually because they know you use the power of the speech, right? The power of persuasion to convince you that they're not there to be your authoritarian leader. They're not there to oppress or oppose you. They're there for your own good. And they're doing everything they do to oppress or silence you, but it's for your own good. The minute they're authoritarian and they're doing it for your own good, recognize that's a leftist stance, folks. Right? That's the nanny state stance. That's not your authoritarian daddy, right? Not any stretch of the imagination. So please don't fall for that bullshit anymore. If you want to know, yeah. Trudeau's father is Satan. Yeah. I'm no help. I'm a tech tard. Hey, if you're a tech tard, Canada, well, can you help me out with my why I'm having problems? Because if you're a tech tard, like I say, everyone can contribute in their own way. Like that's the thing. You don't have to even be me and do what I do. I'm just one person. I'm just a cog in that wheel, or a cog in the big machinery, right? I'm just doing my thing. You can probably help a whole lot, especially if you're someone that you say like is a tech person. Why in the hell am I not able to do my live streams? Help me out there. Because if you can help me in that regard, well, you are inadvertently or purposely helping me or helping society in a substantial degree, in a substantial regard. So don't sell yourself short. Help me out and try to figure why I can't do my live streams anymore. What's going on today? Yeah, I don't know. Discovered a black hole. Richard Cole died yesterday. SJW say the OK sign is not, but it's to be white. Oh, okay. But it's okay to be white. And Trudeau's still a fucking Muslim, nad-licking, treasonous traitor. I won't argue with you too much about that. I usually don't get into the collective stuff like Muslim. And I usually don't go into that stuff, but I get where you're coming from. I really do. Not sure your uploads usually work all the time. Weird happenings today indeed. Yeah, I wonder if it has anything to do with Assange and what's going on there. Like I said, I don't know. And I don't try to play this conspiratorial shit and say, oh, they're just targeting me. I don't even know. It could be just some stupid technical thing, right? I don't fucking know. But of course I'm going to question it. Why wouldn't I? There's something weird. Like this person's suggesting or alluding to. I never had any problem before. Why today? I don't know. I haven't done anything different. I'm just doing my same old thing. Whatevs. Yeah, Rudy Tat. Yeah, you would enjoy it. I would. I really would. The problem though, Rudy, is like I say, as you realize that I'm the kind of guy that I like to vocalize. I like to use my words rather than text. And I have done like in the past, especially before I started my YouTube channel, because I've been doing this stuff for a long time. And I used to do everything in text form, but I found that, oh, it's so easily misconstrued. You lose it on the nuance. It's very time consuming, and even responding and replying to each other. You know, you could spend a whole day replying back and forth to each other with these long novel length comments and never get anywhere, right? Whereas I can make a video that's 15, 20 minutes and get way more done in that time frame. So to me, it's all about efficiency a lot of the times. And like I say, I do things in text form, and that seems to be the dominant area as far as IDW. Now, if they want to do it where we can talk to each other or somewhere, someone wants to make it so we could just sit down and talk like I do today, or like what Dave Rubin does, or Stephen, where we can just sit and look at each other in a camera and talk. I love doing that. And that's why I love the live Google Hangouts. And if I can figure out how to get Skype to work better, so that's more conducive for this. I like to do things, like I say, with my words, where you can see me, like my expressions and how I feel, my emotion. I need to do it in this way. I just don't like doing things in text form. It seems counterproductive, or at least a much lower productive value as far as trying to get my message out there, to be honest with you. But thanks for that. Like I said, I do appreciate those in the IDW. Even though some people don't, and try to, now there's even people trying to create conspiracies that those are part of the IDW are just a bunch of insiders or global. My God, no wonder people are so confused today, right? Anyways, I better keep going because damn, there's a lot of comments in here today and I don't want to miss them all. Shit, I got to get to the Maxime Bernier thing. Actually, wonder if I should do that before I. Anyways, folks, with the yeah, I will do it real quick. The Maxime Bernier thing, I think I'm done supporting any political parties. I thought it would have been a good idea because there was finally like some initiative, a political initiative that at least seemed to be giving the regular or the average people a voice. But I think they might have been taking advantage of me a little bit. And I don't like, I'm feeling the cold chill, the cold shoulder. And this one gentleman, Cody Pyant, had posted something. And he's one of those guys that's like, I think, quite connected inside on the PPC party, from what I understand, based on following his posts and who he was and stuff. And he posted this thing on his own personal Facebook page that was basically about the cops saying that, how dare you say anything bad about us or go against us? And he's saying like, oh, we know who you are. We'll like more or less threatening the people for challenging the authority of the cops. And you know how corrupt some of the cops are today. And the fact that someone in the PBC that's a representative of a voice of the PBC would put that out and make that publicly known. And like I say, it wasn't just him. A lot of people, even in the comments, were quite aligned with this stuff. I was like, damn, I didn't think the PBC was all about. And he said that Maxime, I guess, was thinking about increasing the RCMP budget. And I was like, well, wait a minute. So I was like, okay, I'm not just going to rely on this Cody Pyant guy. Okay, he might be just himself. I treat people as individuals. He might be someone that's not even representative of the PBC, and he's just going off his own tangent, right? So I sent a tweet to Maxime, and I tagged him right in it. And it's like, well, yeah, they know who I am. So it's not like they don't know, right? I was a founder member. I started supporting the PBC very early on. And the fact that they've ignored me, and this is like a week later, and nobody has ever gotten back to me except a couple of just supporters like myself. And appreciate you people for trying to stand up for them, but you don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know what's going on inside it. You don't either. So don't pretend that you can speak for the insiders at the PBC. But the fact that Maxime or anyone that's even part of the authority, that's anyone that has to do with like how that's done within the party base, if you're unwilling to reach out to me and kind of alleviate my concerns, yeah, you damn right. It actually heightens and elevates my concerns, which is why I'm probably going to, like I say, completely avoid dealing with the PBC entirely, because I've seen that the minute you challenge, this is the problem with party politics, folks. It's all about conformity, right? Get the fuck on board, shut up, sit down, and let the master, the leader, speak, and don't step out of line. Just like Trudeau, just like Scheer, just like Judge Me. They're all that way because, like I say, these are authoritarians. These people that want to go into politics, I'm sorry, is even some that put forth present Maxime like that he cares. And he probably does care more about your freedoms than others maybe. But once again, I've never been a fan of picking the lesser of evils. And even though I thought Maxime was at least going to try to take us back the other direction, it doesn't seem to be that that's turned out to be actually objectively true from what I'm standing on, and based on all the information and all the evidence that I've seen going forward. Because like I say, if they were truly concerned and wanted to alleviate my concerns, they would have reached out to me at this point. Somebody would have, right? Something like, not like you can't find me, right? Fuck, even some of them when I'm supporting or promoting PBC, they've even shared my own videos. So it's not like they don't know who I am. But the minute I challenge them in any way, all of a sudden, like, mom's the word, and ooh, it's a cold chill, I feel. No, the minute that happens, it's, yeah, sorry, I'm not a fool. I will never conform to anyone just because I think, oh, they're the lesser of the evils. That's not me. I've never fallen for the lesser of evil things. I had high hopes, right? I place up a little bit of faith. There's the problem, putting your faith in party politics. And it makes it harder for a man or any woman or anyone to ever want to do so going forward. When you screw people over like that, like you actually destroy even people that want to contribute to the political process or in democracy, which is why no doubt why like a substantial portion of the Canadian population, I think it's like 30 to 35% of them, don't even participate today. That's almost a representative number as almost a majority, because when people get elected, even though they get elected and get majority party like Trudeau, Liberals, or the Conservatives, they do it with 38, 39% of the population. That's the voting population. If you take that out to extend to the entire people that are eligible to vote, like which is anywhere to between 25 to 28 people in Canada. Actually, there's more people. I think there's between 8 to 10 million people in Canada that don't even vote, right? That's a representation of the, there's, like I say, that 28 million. So actually, there's more people in Canada that don't vote than all of those that choose to vote, whether it's the Liberals, the Conservatives, or the NDippers, because the Liberals come to power with, what was it, 39%? I think it was representative of about between 6 and 7 million Canadians. But when you know there's 8 to 10 million Canadians that don't even vote, that means we are truly the majority. You know, the people that don't vote are the true majority. But the true majority don't want to dictate and control your lives, which is why they're not part of the political process. Don't hate on them for doing that. I mean, be appreciative of the fact that they're at least not trying to impose their will, their mandates, or edicts on you. But at the same time, we do have that power if we ever need it. If we ever need it, folks, and it's not saying that we really need to pick up that big, gigantic gun in the room, but when it's being used and threatened against you all the time, maybe those of us that are the non-voting public, if we can ever get behind a party, and maybe it'll have to be the Libertarian Party of Canada. Please, I think the Libertarian Party is our only choice at this point in time, because the PPC isn't seeming to pan out what I thought it'd be. Tim Moen is one of those guys that actually does stand firmly on his principles, on his convictions, and he's never yielded, right? And he's never ever tried to silence me or avoid me or ignore me in any way. So maybe we do fully got to get that point, and I hope some of you will join me and get that, because I'm on board. It's just that I'm pragmatic, and when I recognize that most Canadians don't even know that there's such thing as a Libertarian Party Canada, it's like, well, even though I do, even though more minorities of us do, is a few of us going out and checking a box, right? Like, is it really going to change or affect the culture? No. The only time I'll go into politics or want to assume or take over like the possession of the gun in the room is not to point it at anyone, but to stick it in a drawer somewhere, right? So that nobody's pointing it at anyone, and get to the matters of using our words to educate and inform people in regards to, let's get on board with creating a culture of individual liberty. That is when I'll get on board with politics. At this point, yeah, now the PPC has failed severely, and yeah, I'm pretty much done with that. So now you know. And that, like I say, well, there was more that I could expand upon it, but I don't want to get too detailed. I'll probably make another video to add on and further details on that. But like I say, there's lots of evidence that I've seen that it was foolish of me to even I was faking a little bit. Like I let my hopefulness get the better of me, right? Well, at least I learned from my mistakes. His father is Pierre. I got to take another drink here, folks. I got to get through these comments, so sorry, folks. Hi, my fellow Canadians. Hi, Canadian woman. Who is Richard Cole? Richard Cole. Shoot, I can't think who Richard Cole is right now. Sorry. Probably something that I probably should know, but like I said, I got so much stuff on my mind, folks, and I think there's only so much storage space back there. Right? It's your white tie. Yeah, that's what it is. Damn it. Hi, Canadian. Can't hi. Oh yeah, hi, can't say hi to Canadian woman. Just cringe diversity channel. You don't serve their agenda, dude. Things are getting serious. Yeah, you're right. Just cringe diversity channel. You're so right, and I don't ever want to, because to me, I don't want to serve anyone's agenda other than individual rights, freedoms, and liberty. That's the only agenda I want to serve, and I don't even consider that really agenda, other than just I want people to just be free, right? And we should all function under a very finite and small amount of rules. Like, don't hit, don't steal, don't try to control people. Like, I mean, come on, this is stuff that most of us have learned even when we were 5, 6 years old. As adults, we should understand this intrinsically. So there's no excuse anymore, other than the fact that people want to use politics to dominate other people. LOL, white tie. Yeah, Steve Sincox. Never thought I'll see the day when people would prefer to be seen as a collective. I know, right? Pivot Nazi, right? Why would you? I can't, kind of, because like I say, there are even some religious ideologues in my past that were very much about collective, as far as sacrificing the individual for the collective. But that is actually one area where I'll say that actually why I still to this day have a much appreciation and a grasp on the importance of the New Testament aspect of, like, Jesus Christ and the stories contained within the New Testament. The Bible is, they did kind of point out the importance of the individual, and where it's not necessarily right to sacrifice the individual or impose a sacrifice. Now, if the person, like Jesus Christ, wants to voluntarily choose to sacrifice themselves for something that they perceive as a greater good, like even myself, like I obviously put myself out there for not just me, but for other people. But that's not a voluntary choice. I don't do it for the collective because I have to, or because it's just an in-group preference. I do it because I recognize it's just a good thing to do that's beneficial for me today, for me tomorrow, for me next month, next year, and my kids, like future generations, or even people that I don't even know. So, as long as you have the proper psychology and intellect or philosophy as far as understanding the stories, and you don't take them so literal that you just use some of the verses that you want to use to your own political advantage or your own internal biases. And I'm grateful for Peterson for trying to help elaborate and expand upon the stories of the Bible, that you shouldn't just take them at face value. Like, you have to understand there's metaphors and philosophical underpinnings that reside in these teachings. It's not that you should just think that, like, they're not to be taken, like, fully interpreted as, you should go smite me, right? Think critically about these issues. And if you're unwilling to think critically, then at least remain, non-dogmatic or non-conformist to any ideology. That's the only thing that's beneficial, is if you don't understand what's being said thoroughly, then just question everything that's being said, right? Especially by people that want to be your thought leaders or your opinion makers or control how your brain functions, right? Very, hey, cringy, haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Cat and Canada. Okay. Faith Goldie. Yeah, Faith Goldie. Yeah, I even put up, what's crazy? I made a video in defense of Faith Goldie, and Faith, like, and I'm not saying the girl's a bad woman or anything. I have nothing against her per se, but I just don't think she knows how to do things properly. I think she does kind of cater and coddle to being part of a collective. And I get it, because it's nice and comfy, right? I understand why most people want to conform to groupthink or some form of collectivism or identity politics, because it does feel good to surround yourself with people that think like you. But then I've always understood, but when you surround yourself with people that only think like you, oh, damn. That's time actually that I've always noticed that's dangerous. That's dangerous. That's very, very, very dangerous. Right? You want people that are at least willing to challenge you in some way, in some aspect, in some regard. So even though I don't agree with the way Faith does everything, God damn it, of course she should be able to say what she has to say. Even some of the stuff that's outrageous or bombastic. Freedom of speech has to mean something. And if it's going to mean something, it means you have to be willing to allow people to say things that you don't even agree with, or that you find abhorrent or disgusting, right? As long as she's not using violence towards someone, allow her to speak. But I uploaded my video in defense of her. And out of all the videos I've uploaded in the last, I think, probably week and a half or so, it is the least amount of views I got. So even when I stand out and defend people that I disagree with, I still don't get no love from the people that I disagree with it, because I don't know, like I say, They become too collective in nature, and they're not even willing to acknowledge that. Hey, I'm reaching out the olive branch here. Can you at least give me some respect? The fact that I'm throwing it out there, trying to reach the olive branch out to you? No. I don't know, folks. I don't know. But anyways, let me keep going on here. Okay. Yeah, sorry, my mustache hair keeps trying to go up in my nose, in case you're wondering. Stupid mustache hairs, they get all curly on you and shit, right? Okay. I haven't seen you in a while. Faith Gold, we must reform immigration policies. Yeah, well, that's the other thing. Immigration policies. And that's the thing. I'm not against immigration, but my God, how are you ever going to, create anything where you raise the wage floor for people in Canada when you just keep bringing people from third world or emerging countries that are willing to work for rock bottom prices? You're destroying the bargaining power of your domestic taxers by bringing on a whole shitload of people to the tune of what, 1 million in just a year? How are you ever going to? I mean, we know wages have been stagnant for the last 3 or 4 decades. I can say that myself. Back in 1991, I worked in a lumberyard. I worked in a lumberyard in 1991, making roughly, I think it was around 12, or I was getting ready to get a raise. I think it was up around $13 an hour. This is 2019, and when I go out, well, because I won't even get into the fact that my whole truck driving career was destroyed, and now I had to was forced back into construction. But even now, there's employers out there, even with all my knowledge, even with all my competence, even with all my skills, and I'm one hell of a hard worker, and anyone I've ever worked for can tell you the same thing. But there's people that are willing to offer me $15, $16 an hour. A 48-year-old man, 20-some years later, and you offer me wages, and if you take the price of everything, housing, food, fuel, has tripled or quadrupled in comparison to the early 90s. And they want to offer me a few dollars more, a couple, $2, $3 more. Actually, minimum wage is $14 an hour in Canada at this point. So $1 or $2 more an hour above minimum wage for me to do really, really, really fucking hard physical labor that most people don't even want to do. How do I not feel disrespected, as a consequence, as a result? And why would I think that it's a good idea to bring in a bunch of people that'll do that for even cheaper, right? What the fuck? No respect. Like these corporations that keep using government to suppress wages because the government keeps imposing more costs on them. Well, the more you keep screwing over the people or the consumers to cozy up the government or to align with big government so that you can benefit yourself economically, well, you're fucking everything up. You're totally destroying everything. And to avoid and ignore that, well, you're just, like I say, you're just in that crony corporate piece of shit as far as I'm concerned. Sorry for the reality check, folks, but that's what I do. Hi, Canadian woman, buffering. Buffering? Oh, shit. It looks like I was doing good there for a while. I miss the old Canada I grew up in. Believe me, Brandon. But you know what, Brandon? Barkman? I believe it was better. I'm not one of those people that's like, no, it's always been this way. I think you're right. It might have been somewhat better, but was it really as good as we believe, or was it maybe we were a little bit too young and naive and didn't quite realize just how bad things were because we were young and naive? I don't know. Sometimes I question that myself. But yeah, it's nice to be nostalgic and think that we did have more freedoms, but maybe we thought we had more freedoms because we were too ignorant to the facts or the reality that surround us. That's always something to ponder over, right? Yes, you do have the right to speak your truth, Steve Sincox. We developed the most tolerant, welcoming culture in the world and welcomed the most intolerant, ingrateful, unwelcoming, uneducated, hostile, and radical third world shithole cultures. You know what? Gator hug. That is true to a certain degree, but like I said, I don't want to use everything in that collective sense, right? Let's be more nuanced, because that's how we fight against them. Is don't play their identity politics game. Be more nuanced. And I know what you're saying. I'm not even trying to finger wag at you, say you're saying anything wrong, because yeah, but we didn't do it though, right? Gator hog. We didn't do it. I didn't do it. Did you do it? It's the problem with thinking of ourselves in a collective. Not like I don't think that we should be a happy family. We all like to think that we're all part of a tribe, but no, it wasn't we. I didn't do it, and I'm pretty sure you didn't do it, and I'm pretty sure most of the people here today that's commenting, you didn't do it either. So stop using the we. Say they or I. Like, especially when you're talking about yourself, refer to yourself as the individual, right? And that's the only way, because I'm only accountable for what I do and say. I can't be accountable for everyone else. I can only be accountable for myself. But I know what you're saying. No, not trying to be disrespectful. Free speech rules. Yes, Jennifer Sinclair. And it does. And like I say, I'll stand for freedom of speech. Like I say, the only way you'll ever silence or suppress my voice, and I've said this in many past videos, you can. Like, I can be easily silenced. Put me 6 feet under. Take me out. That's the only way. But that's it. That's all. Any other thing that you attempt to try to silence me, it's never going to work, because I'm one of those people that I'm courageous. And I believe firmly in standing for my freedoms, no matter what the adversaries or how authoritarian they are or what they want to do to me, for standing for my freedoms. Do what you want to my body. Do what you want. You can do it, but you'll never control my mind. My mind is mine. Our physical bodies, man, there's motherfuckers can control that shit, right? And they can. If you have a weak mind, they can control that too. But if you're self-reliant, if you think critically, and you do, that's one thing that you do still have the ability. Now, someday they might be able to try to even control their mind, but currently you still have the capacity to have a free mind. And I do have a free mind. You know, what they do to my physical body and what I can do in my physical realm, they do have the ability to control that. That's unavoidable. It's unignorable. But they'll never, ever control my mind. Ever. Me too, Brandon. I do not want to constantly worry about this crap. But if we don't, we are screwed. So true, Kat. So true. Mr. Trudeau. Fucking Trudeau. Fucking piece of shit. What a man. I don't know. Oh, why? Why do people fall for this stuff time and time again? Oppression silence others in order to control them and others. LOL. Jason. Governments of the day care not what we want. That's so true. Well, because they seek to rule over you. Of course they don't care what you want. Justin for prison. Yeah. Good luck on that one. I mean, it'd be nice. It might happen someday in the future. Like I say, even the communists and the socialists and the fascists, when they were doing their thing and they had the power in the moment, they felt that they were, unchallengeable. But the Nuremberg trials, and even today, there's still Nazis. They're still being arrested and imprisoned, even in their 80s and 90s. So, yeah, the future means even these people that think they have the authority today and they can escape being held accountable, the future marches on. And they're foolish to think that they're never going to be held to account or suffer for what they've done. Oh, no, you're a human. The fantasy has been broken. Oh, no. Yes, unfortunately. Well, if that's me you're talking about, Kat, yes, I am unfortunately a human being. Damn it. Damn it. Hi, everyone. Hey, new Mike, new MIC, CMA, WPG, hi. On another channel, I challenged Trudeau for a boxing match. That was, I'd love to see that. Oh, fuck. I'd love to get in them. Oh, I'd kill to get in the boxing. Actually, boxing, I'm the kind of a MMA kind of guy, tell you the truth. Like I especially because depending on the body type and stuff and structure stuff, I like to be able to challenge people not just on the feet, but in every characteristic of a physical challenge. So in an MMA is what I would like to challenge Trudeau. Ooh. And yeah, I'd like to choke him out. Right? Hey, as soon as he tapped, I'll let go. Right? As long, and he'd have to enter into it voluntarily. No, I don't want to, use preemptive violence towards the guy. I don't want anyone to misconstrue what I'm saying. But in an MMA fight where we're like having to deal with each other in a voluntary battle to battle, right? Like there's certain rules set out. Oh, fuck, I would love that. Would I love that? And we're about the same age. So it's not like anyone would have like an age advantage or like I'd be pretending that I'm like a man when I was a woman or anything. This stupid bullshit feminist Trudeau would probably put up with. No, it'd be two guys going toe to toe, although I think he's a man. I can't prove that, right? I don't know. I've never looked between his legs particularly, so I don't know exactly 100%. I believe he was born a male. I believe he identifies as a male. He doesn't really act a whole lot like a lot of males I'm familiar with. But yeah, oh, fuck, I would love it. I would love it. Let's go toe to toe, man. See what you got, Trudeau, right? I'm not your Patrick Bruzol. And yeah, this ain't go. And it wouldn't be like a spectacle match. No. This is like, let's just go. Let's just do it. Let's just throw down. And I'm not, like I say, I'm not even one of those people that just want to like use violence. But that would be like, say, that's a kind of voluntary thing, right? Like, it's just like going to play hockey or football. I love competition. I'm kind of guy, I love competition. It's not like I want to impose my will or prove that right. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. I've never been that guy. But yeah, but when people want to rule over me, yeah, it kind of makes me want to. Yeah, I'd like to challenge you, well, intellectually or physically. Whatever, right? You want to bully me physically or mentally? At the very least, let's at least have a nice challenge, right? Let's see who's got the most intellect or the most physical prowess. Huh? See how that works out for you, right? Let's let the audience see, right? Anyways, yeah, forget all that stuff. That's getting too much into the Neanderthal aspect of the human psychology, right? Yes, they expect everyone to bend over. Backward to take on their needs. I'm not talking just millennials. I'm talking majority. Hey, Stan. Well, especially the young millennials. Here's the problem too. I think I've said this in past videos. There's two kinds of millennials we'll see it there. There's those that have been raised by Gen Xers, such as my children, that we had them very early on, and they were taught to think more critically and be more independent and free. And then there's those that were raised by boomers that were much older, well established, more career, government, authoritarian oriented, right? And yeah, they have a totally different psychology and mentality than the ones that were raised by Gen Xers. I find most Gen Xer kids, the millennials that were raised by Gen Xers, still have that same live, let live mentality, right? Still adopt that culture that we had in the 80s and 90s that we Gen Xers grew up on. Whereas the ones that were raised by millennials that were very much established and a little bit later in their years, before they had their children, they seem to propagate a lot of that authoritarianism or that collectivism or that top-down type of mentality. Not saying that means everyone's the same way. Like I say, there's always nuances there, but yeah, there is definitely a glaring divide between the millennials when you talk about those who were raised by a particular generation as opposed to the other. And like I say, there's nuances there. There's outliers. Not saying they're all that way, but yeah, it's undeniable, folks. Speak truth. Scare them. Oh, they're fucking scared to death of me. I know that. They no, I even say, hey, bring me on one of your shows, or they won't. No one will ever bring. You'll never see me on CBC or the Toronto Star. You'll never see an opinion piece or anything. Why? Because I get way too much truth. They'll never allow someone like me to have a voice, which is why I'm so appreciative of the fact that we have these social media platforms. Because look, YouTube is allowing me to do this, right? So let's not hate on YouTube entirely. The fact that we can engage right here, right now, tells me that YouTube is much better than government or crony corporations that come under the banner of aligning with government. Not saying that these platforms might not get to that point at some point in time, but we still have some ability, as you can see. I can say what I've got to say. So I am very much appreciative, even though I know there are some insiders in YouTube and some of these social media platforms would love to have me shut down in silence. But until that happens, I'm going to take full advantage of the fact that they give me the ability to say what I got to say and challenge the authorities or those who want to rule over me. And I'm very thankful for that. I'll give up some of my privacy and my information to those people because it's a voluntary relationship that I've chosen to enter into. I know what's going on. I know when I sign those things that are using my data for stuff that I probably don't even agree with. But it's a trade-off that's worthwhile. I mean, look at all these amazing people in the comment section today. I get to do this only by the sheer fact that somebody created the platform called YouTube, and I have this ability. So I'm thankful for that. And like I say, I won't hate on YouTube like a lot of people do. I'll point out when they're doing things wrong, but I'm not just going to hate. Like, I'm not willing to throw out the baby with the bathwater. Not going to do that, right? There is a war on truth. Yes, there is. See if he answers. See if he answers what? Okay, I got to get further down these comments. I know there's a lot. Okay, I got to try to go through them a little quick here. So free speech is a treat to their... Oh, a threat probably is what you meant. To their power. Don't you know that they're a young man? Probably talk to someone else, maybe. Canadian woman. Clap, yeah. Canada rules for thee, not for me. Yeah, exactly. Two rules in life, right? That is a boomer mentality. And like I say, I'm not saying all boomers are the same way, but I was raised by the boomers, and a lot of them were like, how dare you do this? Like, never, like, don't hit someone while they're fucking beating the shit out of you. And it didn't matter if it was the teachers, the preachers, the principals, aunts, uncles. It seemed like beating kids when I was growing up seemed to be like almost a pastime. That could be my own subjective experience, mind you. It's not like I'm speaking for everybody, but they did seem to have the authoritarian mentality that if you just force or impose your will on them enough, that they'll easily succumb. And a lot of them did, as we see today. But might doesn't necessarily mean you're right, right? I mean, we should at least be old enough and wise enough to realize that that's not a thing. But it is something that you see the boomers have definitely carried forward. And there's some millennials that want to carry forward that particular torch of authoritarianism, which I reject entirely. And if you're boomer, I'm not saying that that's you. If you're someone that doesn't fit in that category, like I said, I don't like to do the collective thing and just throw everyone under the bus, but you can recognize there are, right, generalized statements that are kind of reflective of reality, right? But as long as you're willing, like me, to be nuanced and saying it doesn't mean it's everyone, and give all those nuance or caveats, then it's not a statement that I'm, like I say, I'm not trying to throw every boomer under the bus. And to pretend that I would ever do so is to suggest that you haven't actually listened to what I said and you're not representing what I said properly. Truth sets you free. Sure does. Sure does. Especially up here. Maybe not in your body, but it definitely sets your mind free. And that's a peaceful thing. And it gives you courage, right? I mean, having clarity of thought, having clarity of mind, I'll tell you, that's something that I would never want to lose. It's something I hold dear more than any tangible commodity. Nothing means anything more to me than having, the sovereignty of an individual mind that can think critically about things and challenge people that try to want to impose their ideas on me. Oh, it's something it's so important to me. So just introduced, Hat is going to file a lawsuit against Andrew Scheer. What do you think? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Trudeau and his lawsuit. Yeah, he's not going to. Come on. A politician that's going to stay. I mean, think about that. It's like, how fucking crazy are we? I was like, when I heard that, I was like, wait a minute. Am I on camera? Right? Is this candid camera? Is this a trick? Are you going to say, I gotcha? Because really, a politician saying that you shouldn't lie? A politician saying that you shouldn't lie. Holy shit, folks. If that isn't a complete contradiction and an oxymoron, well, I don't know what is. Like, come on. That's literally, if you're going to become a politician, even for those that you think is your holy saviors, such as Maxime Bernier, if you think politicians don't lie, wow. I mean, well, there's very few. I guess there are some exceptions. So once again, even there, I shouldn't throw everyone on the proverbial bus. Because Ron Paul seemed to be one of those people that time and time again throughout his whole career, and even if you go back 30 years, seemed to be honest about things. Maxime, on the surface, seemed like he was at least pretty good. And I say he's much better than most, but yeah, politicians lie, folks. And to pretend otherwise is literally to close your eyes and plug your ears and pretend that reality doesn't exist. So for Trudeau to threaten to sue Scheer, it'll never happen. Watch. I guarantee it won't happen. And I mean, a lot of people are always saying that, so it's not like you even have to listen to me as far as that goes. But yeah, come on. Politicians, professional lawyers, same shit, different pile. Kids. Yeah, lawsuit. That lawsuit's never going to come to fruition. Truth sets you free. Yes, Kevin Surgeon, you're absolutely right. Facts are racist. Remember, unless they support their narrative. Well, according to some people, right? For some people, that is a true fact. That is a true statement. But that's why it's important for us to say otherwise and to point out that fact as Stan's doing now. Tinkerbell. Phil Brown's video was unavailable this morning. Phil Brown. I'm not even sure I'm particularly familiar with Phil Brown. I have, I think, almost 750 people that I subscribe to, and I would love to be able to watch everyone's videos, but unfortunately, and I mean, there's so many good out there. That's the thing. It's a shame because there's so many good people out there trying to do their best. Not just me, but lots of them. It's like, I would love to be able to spread their information in their videos and propagate them and get everyone on board to listen to people, and not just myself. Because like I say, it's not about me. It's about just getting the message of standing up for your freedom and liberties. But geez, it's hard to do it when there's so many, right? It's like being a needle in a haystack these days. So I understand the difficulties. Hey, I'm just one of them. I mean, look at me. Even to this day, even though I have some great people that follow me and are subscribers, and I love every one of you, I really do. But I mean, come on. I mean, there's 37 million Canadians. I'm still at what? Less than 7,000. So yeah, we're still quite in the minority, folks. Very much in the minority. And even people like this person you're suggesting, well, actually, they might even have way more subscribers than I do. Probably. I don't, like I said, I don't know who they are, but yeah, it's rough. A lot of us are being screwed over, and a lot of people aren't even noticing it, and because we're such a small voice out there, right? And it's a shame. It is truly a shame. Upset about Assange arrest. Yeah, I am too, William McDonald. And like I say, people, I don't care what you say about Julian Assange, whether you say, oh, he's a Russian operative. Between him and Snowden, like I said earlier on, man, they helped us out a lot. Whether you're Canadian, American, or anyone, they helped us out a lot to understand what the hell big government is doing under the table and behind the scenes, and without us even knowing, right? Collect it all. Clapper, right? NSA, the Five Eyes. We know what's going on, and we wouldn't. None of us would have a clue what's going on if it wasn't for people like Julian Assange or Edward Snowden. So whether you like them, hate them, or you're just a proponent of, oh, they're not part of my government or my team, hey, I'm very much appreciative of the fact there's at least someone out there that's willing to give some truth, right? And push back against authority. Even if it's for their political benefit because they're an operative from a different country. Well, if I benefit as a consequence of learning some truth, well, I don't really care where the truth comes from. I just like to accept the fact that someone was willing to give me some truth. Hi, CL, you rock. Hey, thanks, Yahoo. I appreciate that. You rock as well. Well, I don't know that for sure. Don't know you personally, but I thank you for watching my video and doing your shout out and supporting me. I really appreciate that. Hey, Pete V, why is the message retracted, Pete? Pete 5. Oh, you must have said something that wasn't good. I don't know. I didn't redact it. I don't try to silence anyway. The only time, actually, I have a few times. I usually don't. I usually just let people ramble on. But I did delete one person's comment today. It was because, and a bunch of the shit, because of some idiot that was wanting to, I posted a thing earlier today where a couple in Canada, you know, they're peace loving. They might be hippie-ish type people, whatever. I don't give a shit. But they withhold 10% of their tax because they don't support military intervention and stuff and war. And this guy, I shared that, which, like, whether you agree with what their opinion is or their stance on wars, I mean, what the fuck? Freedom has to mean that they should be allowed to say what they want to say, whether they're for or against foreign wars of aggression. But the fact that someone would get there, the first person this idiot said was jail. You want to put people that are peaceful or advocating for peace, not using war, you know, using violence as a preemptive end or a means to some end. The fact that they were peaceful people, and the first thing this person said is they should be jailed. And then he had this thing where he said, like, obviously he's a military man, and they're unwilling to support me. Well, what do you mean? Well, you rely on the government for your fucking paycheck, and you're pissed off that these people don't want to support you? You don't see the fucking contradiction and the hypocrisy of your bullshit where you call them, oh, they're freeloaders because they don't support war, right? What the fuck? You're a freeloader because you rely on fucking people fucking getting their money by government means to pay your paycheck. I never fucking chose to sign any of your paychecks. So why the fuck will you hate on people that, like I say, this is the problem with collectivism and this kind of shit is in tribal or identity politics or this authoritarianism is it pits people into this group where they don't even think critically about issues at all. They're more than willing to throw each other under the proverbial bus, and not even proverbial or metaphorically. I'm sure these people would love, he probably would like to jail those peaceful people, right? For doing nothing more than standing in defiance of foreign wars of aggression. Who's the true authoritarian there? Who's the real evil piece of shit? Right? Get him under oath. He'll be hooped. Who's that, Steve? Not sure you're talking about there. Some city volunteers came canvassing for donations for a new pool. So I gave them a glass of wine. Good one, Gator. Okay, let me see what else here. Cat in Canada. I am not getting notifications for Justine Cringe, Phil Brown, and several others. Oh, Justine Cringe. I'm not sure. I thought you were making fun of Trudeau there. And several others on a regular basis. Vids getting removed all over. Well, I will say if you subscribe to people on YouTube, you got to really hit that notification bell. And even then, like I say, if it's someone that you really want to pay attention to, even be proactive to just go to their channel. Don't wait for notifications, particularly because, like I say, there might be shit, whether it's the algorithms, maybe it's just something that's happened that's maybe outside of their control. Just if it's something you want to hear, like, be proactive. And if it's something that you see where the videos aren't available, like mine happened today, then you know there's something nefarious going on. But just understand there might be some other things that are causing that maybe you have to be more proactive for yourself and figure out what the hell's going on, right? Sam Skia, honk honk. Not sure what that is, but so Justin Trudeau has filed a lawsuit against Andrew Scheer with the snow level. Oh yeah, we heard that, Jason. We already dealt with that earlier there, man. Sorry, Justine LMAO. Canada's internet has been hijacked since the Facebook bans the other day. It sure seems that, Ruby Tab. There's some stuff going on today. Like I say, it's outside of my control. Tomorrow's another day. We'll see how that works out. But if it happens 2 days in a row, ooh, yeah, I'm going to be really, really concerned. Phil Brown is a good show to detox you from Kool-Aids. Cool. I might check out Phil Brown. Thanks for letting us know about that, Justin Cringe. Or Just Cringe. CMAW PG, 3/4 of the videos were not there this morning. Yeah, I know. It's terrible. I heard Mark Dice actually had a lot of his videos deleted too, or made unavailable. That's weird. Like, I've never, like I say, I've never had this happen to me. It's the first time ever where I've had my videos. And it wasn't just the first one. I brought the first one down. I thought, okay, well, maybe they're messing with that one. But I had another video that I had already rendered and it was supposed to be for tomorrow. I said, okay, I'll pull that forward and upload it today. And both of them were made unavailable. So 2 videos in 1 day made unavailable. Yeah, disturbing stuff. It's not just your job. They'll send orgs like CAS after your arse if you have kids, etc. Yeah, I know. But not only am I competent and willing and able to defend myself, so are my sons as well. And I didn't raise no fools, right? I very much acknowledge and recognize that there's always going to be people, even without the government, there's always going to be people that are going to try to mess with you. But like I say, I wasn't raised to be a fool or naive or unwilling to defend myself, and my kids were not raised to think in that way or be that way either. And the worst thing anyone could ever do, well, that's the other thing. I really don't think they would, because you mess with my family, then you've totally if you mess with my kids, if anyone ever messes with my kids, yeah, no holds barred at that point in time, right? What the fuck do you think? If you think I'm brave and bold and willing to do just, well, at least right now, you know, I'm just using my words, right? You cause any harm to anyone in my family, then it's not just words against words. Then you're bringing violence to real life, and not just to me, but to those I love dearly. And once that happens, like I say, the restraints are off. The restraints are completely off if you bring violence to anyone that I care about. So I think even these fucking authoritarian pieces of shit, and like I say, if you don't think that Canadians are competent enough to defend themselves against the authoritarians, you might want to look through the past of people that actually chose to do so. Justin Bork, right? No, there are Canadians that you go fuck with them as much as you want. But, you know, reality is going to unfold. People that are oppressed, people that are treated poorly, and when they feel they've got nowhere to eat, you back anyone into the corner where there's nowhere to escape. The only thing they got to do is fight, right? Or conform, like to succumb to being oppressed, or they got to fight for their lives. You know, there's some people that will fight for their lives. And I think these authoritarians recognize that there's still a substantial portion of the Canadian population that are willing to do so. A lot of them won't vocalize that. I will. Because like I say, I don't ever use preemptive violence. And you know what? It's still completely legal, completely moral, and completely ethical to defend yourself against people that try to use violence against you or those you love. So I can say that and feel completely free to say that, because once again, I would never use preemptive violence towards anybody, but I will always defend myself. And so will anyone else that has an understanding of what it is to be a free human being. I keep praying Trudeau has a complete nervous breakdown. Oh, fuck, I think he already has. Either that or he's probably sociopathic almost. So those people don't really have, although he can pull out those fake tears. Of course, he's a drama teacher, or was, I guess, right? So yeah, I don't even try to get into the mind of these dipshits, to be honest with you. Principles. Few people understand the concept anymore. Yeah, that's so true, Steve. or hit by a bus. I was watching one video and it just stopped. When I refreshed, it was gone. Ruby Tinkerbell on a plane crash. My mom said that you can't criticize Islam for the same reason you can't criticize the mentally handicapped. What the fuck? That's weird. Well, I guess I kind of get in some way, but it isn't just Islam. Hey, ideologues. Fucking ideologues. It has nothing to do with one religion. Now, Islam is the dominant thing that I guess is one of those fucking ideological or religious doctrines that, yeah, they're very unthinking and are uncritical in their thought processes. But believe me, it isn't just Islam. Come on. Trudeau, liberals, these are statists, these are dogmatists, like, and there's lots of them that even share your own same skin color, right? Your own background, probably some of your neighbors, probably some people in your own family. Stop pointing to just one group. Like I say, deal with each other as individuals. That's how you hold people to account, not based on their group identity, but by their own actions, by their own words, and by their own bullshit, right? Deal with each other as individuals. Actually, even if you're a military man, right? If you want to focus your troops or your forces, the spraying effect, well, it's not nearly as effective as a sniper, right? Come on. Be wise, folks. Be wise. My mom said, okay, LOL, or a deadly disease that kills. Yeah. This is Nazi level oppression. Yeah. And National Socialism, which is basically what these fucking lefties represent to the core. Authoritarian national socialism. Actually, they're trying to bring it not just national, because that's the thing. Trudeau said post-national. So I guess he's more about global socialism, communism, right? But it's not even the old style Bolshevik or a communist type of the old Russian style. It's a modern form of Nazism, except they want to take that because they realize the Nazis were much more efficient because they don't take over the means of productions. They control the means of productions. They realized they were much more competent, which is why the German people could take on almost the entire Western fucking world, right? They realized that Nazism, National Socialism, was much more powerful, but they want to bring that into the forefront, use a lot of the rhetoric, the propaganda. They figured out how to use that to their best advantage, but they want to take it global nowadays. So, like I say, forget about what they identify as far as their particular form of collectivism. Just recognize that they're collectivists and they're authoritarianism. Like, I don't give a shit what particular brand they are, but they're an authoritarian collectivist at the core. That's the truth of the matter. Sorry, I got to take another drink, folks. Well, I've been talking for the last, since my Facebook post and this one, probably about 4 hours. But hey, a lot has to be said today, right? What white supremacist groups are the liberals so afraid of? Yeah, Faith Goldie, who is not white supremacist, or this, who is the threat? Faith Goldie, right? Her the upper part of her arm is about as big around as my goddamn wrist, and they're scared to death of this woman, right? Hell, you've been seeing Faith Goldie, and they're scared to death of what? And it's not like she's got an army out there trying to take away. She just used her words. Like I said, I don't agree with all this stuff she says, but with the fact that they want to silence and suppress this woman that, like I say, very thin. When they're coming for someone like her, be concerned. Be very concerned. That's devastating for anybody, and you should recognize that. And whether you despise the woman or not, you should be willing to defend her right to say what she has to say. At the very least, folks. At the very least, put your fucking bullshit, petty differences aside, and be willing. Even the Antifa people that you disagree with. Listen, there's a lot of Antifa fucks out there that I think are just idiots as far as some of the rhetoric they espouse, and they even hate me. Like, there's a lot of Antifa people that hate me, but I'll stand in defense of their ability or their capacity to say whatever bullshit they want to say about me or anyone like me. That's what it is to be a staunch defender of individual rights, freedoms, and liberty, is to be willing to do so for even people that you can't stand or that you completely oppose. Because if you can't do it for the people that you oppose, if you can't allow them to say their voice or have their voice heard, then don't pretend that you support freedom of speech. Because it's a complete contradiction to suggest so. Okay, let's see here. Sorry, folks. I'm going to try to get through these comments. Wow, I didn't realize there would be so many people here. I'm glad. I should, instead of doing Facebook Lives, I should be just doing these Google or these YouTube things from now on, because Facebook, I get like maybe 6, 7 people at the most. This is great. Thanks everyone for joining in here. I really appreciate it. What whites? Oh yeah, it's the whole left-right paradigm, us versus them. Got to keep it going. The division supports their agenda. That's true, Stan. Amen to that. I will never shut up either. Good for you, Kat. Trudeau is the only white supremacist in town. Well, he's not the only one, but oh, fuck, he sure does seem like one, doesn't he? Although not really, because he seems to be. Oh, actually, no, you're right in a way, because he does seem to treat his subordinates, whether they're from like Aboriginal backgrounds or other. He does seem to be supremacist over the rest of his political gang, though, doesn't he? Like he's their authority, he's the leader. So actually, that makes quite a bit of sense in reality. Wolverines, YT search, deer and Wolverine. This is Canadian. Not sure what that means. One good way is to join many other libertarians on IDW. Exactly. Yeah, go over to IDW, because yeah, they won't be able to silence you over there. Here, Tinkerbell, I'll share it here. I don't have my page rate linked because, like I say, I'm signed out right now because I get signed out of everything when I did cleared my cookie thing here. But I'll share the IDW community right here so that people do know at least where they can go and join up, because that is a good website. So here it is. I'm just going to share it right now in the chat. Okay. Let's see if we can see it here. What is IDW? You'll see, Tinker. Just one sec here. Ha ha ha. It goes way back before that. It's been going. Oh yeah, of course it's been going long before even Canada come to this. Authoritarianism is nothing new. It goes back through, a long time through history, thousands and thousands, maybe ultimately millions of years if you think about it. But anyways, they're lazy. It's another platform. Lazy Minds. Intellectual Dark Web Pundy, Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, Dr. Bill Werner, and many others. Yeah, lots of great people on there. Justin said that Scheer is a white supremacist. We are ruled by oligarchs, as is the rest of the world, pretty much these days, it seems. Collectivism, right? Canada's a dictatorship now. Too late. Oh, it's never too late. Nothing is ever too late. Never succumb to just bowing down, saying, "Hey, we've been defeated." Oh, there's nothing. No, there's never going to be a point in time, like I say, where you should ever succumb to that kind of mentality. No, fight on. Even if it's your last breath, fight on. How do we elevate technology without first having government doing it and later private industries perfecting it? Has there been a specific tech that private industry created before the government? Hey, listen, all these techs are coming out today by private individuals. I mean, even blockchain technology, YouTube started like totally private. All these companies, it's just that eventually over time, the ones that want to dictate and control everything, they will try to get to that point where they control it. But no technologies, there's beautiful individuals and groups that come up all the time with these platforms or ability to escape or get out from underneath authoritarianism. The problem is that most people get stuck in these methodologies where they just got to succumb to, align with whatever's dominant in the day, whatever's the modern monopoly. No, that we have options. Even right now, you don't even have to ever go to Facebook or Twitter or YouTube. I will stay there because that's where the battle is. The battle, the main battle, like even if you're in a war, let's say, right? There's lots of battles, there's lots of regiments on all fronts, right? All spread across the battlefield everywhere. But, if there's one central focus, one area where the main front of the battle is taking place, that's where I want to be. And the main battle place that's taking place today, as far as, pursuit and advancing the human intellect, or the battle of the minds, it is on these social media platforms, right? And that's why, even though I have redundancy built on and support and propagate my stuff on these other alternative social media platforms, I'm never going to just run away from these dominant platforms, because like I say, this is where the big battle is taking place. I don't want to be on the back lines or the secondary aspect, or someone that's out in the ship in the Navy somewhere, right out in the waters. No, I want to be on the front lines. And if you don't want to be on the front lines, hey, I understand. Not everyone wants to be on the front lines. It's a tough place to be, right? Way more dangerous than being out there on that battleship out, hundreds of miles in the middle of the ocean. So if you want to, there's, like I say, IDW, Minds, BitChute, Gab. There's lots of places out there that you can propagate your message and not have it affected negatively, or people that are pushed back against you or you're insulting. A lot of people will, but then you're mostly functioning mostly in an echo chamber and you're not really doing any pushback. It's just teaching you to be more conformist, compliant, complacent. To me, it's not conducive for me as a person. That's not where I want to function. But hey, some people that you want to, and maybe that's where you need to be. If you need that space, maybe to get up to speed without having people inundating you with a bunch of bullshit all the time. I can understand. I can even understand that. But hey, when you built up your resolve, when you built up your intellect, when you built up enough information to push back, hey, join us out here on the front lines, right? That's all I'm saying. Or hey, maybe the front lines will choose to be somewhere else at some point in time. Maybe you'll be the front lines at some point in time. I don't know. Do your best. That's all I can say. I don't know. I can't pretend to know what everybody should do. I just know what I'm going to do, and I'm going to keep doing it. Shear will sell us out to Israel. Do not make a mistake with that one. I've heard him say, oh, come on, Cat. What the hell does Israel have anything to do with it, man? What the hell? I don't get this whole, listen, I know a lot of people don't necessarily have a big affinity for some people that are, but once again, just let's not talk to each other or treat each other as some collective, as like, if you're Israeli or Jewish. I don't even think that helps anyone, to be honest with you. There's bad people that are Jewish and there's good people that are Jewish. There's bad people that are Anglo-Saxon, English, British, Scottish, Irish, or French, German. I mean, African, fuck. That's, like I say, let's treat each other as individuals, right? And then, like I say, that's the best way to focus your attention, is to focus it on those who are actually trying to harm you. I get like I say, I don't know, whatever. Like I know everyone has their thing. Do your thing, but I don't look at people like in that way. I don't like to look at people as groups or based on where they live or their history, their culture. I just like to deal with people as individuals. Like I say, it's just me. It's just me, folks. Not saying everyone's got to be like me, but that is me. Intellectual dark web, another label made up to define a group of people who disagree with globalist agendas. Yeah, pretty much. Think of the oligarchs as the deer in Poland. It's only just shears a wolf in sheep's clothing. Could be. I agree. Our democracy has morphed into a dictatorship under Trudeau. Well, actually, democracy is a dictatorship. It's just not ruled by one man. It's enslaved by a collective, right? Although there's still always one person that's in charge of the collective, right? So to me, like, it's whether you're oppressed by one person or 1,000 people, you're still being oppressed. Like, I don't know. I've never been a big defender of democracy or mob or majority rule. I'm all about individual rights. Freedom. I think the Americans had it figured out the best, and that's why their constitution, I think, was the most respectable of individual sovereignty and rights, and why the founders realized that, hey, we might even be wrong in what we're saying and what we're doing now. I'm pretty sure they recognized back in the 1700s, like, yeah, even all the stuff we're doing, yeah, we might be wrong too, right? In all of our presumption and how things should be done, which is why, like, hey, don't rely on us here. Here's this thing called the Second Amendment. Well, the First Amendment and the Second Amendment is like, in case we're wrong, here's your ability to speak freely and have freedom of association. And if that don't work, hey, here's your ability to have the right to defend yourself. At the very least, as long as you have those two things, then you don't really have to agree with your political overlords or whatever modern measures they use to rule over you. As long as you have the presumption or the premise that you're supposed to have freedom, have the pretense of freedom, individual freedom, and have the pretense of being a free human being that has the competence and the capacity to defend yourself. Well, those things are, as long as you have those two things, that's going to help carry forward as far as standing against authoritarianism or tyranny. And now today it's being slowly eroded in the U.S., which is why I'm seeing it's very important for the American people to push back against authoritarianism and collectivism and get back to the roots, or at least even advance those roots further. Like I said, build, not just go back to the founding fathers, but build and expand on what they understood at that time, hundreds of years ago, and make that even better going forward in the 21st century. Freedom March. When are we going to start a freedom march? I mean, you guys can do the marching all you want, but unfortunately, Nation Pride, until you get I don't know, millions of Canadians, maybe, or at least 8 million, until you can get enough people in large enough numbers to march where they, like those who seek to rule over you, your authoritarian leaders, until they recognize that you're an actual threat to them, these marches, these protests, these petitions, they're just spectacles that have they done anything for you? Really? No. Until you get enough people that are willing to get on board, which is once again, that's about affecting the culture of Canada. You know, petitions, protests, it's not going to help you. It's not going to give you freedom. Matter of fact, it just puts a big old target on your back once you get out there. So, like I say, until we get enough people on board, these marches aren't going to do a whole lot to help you in reality. I'm just sorry if and I know a lot of people might disagree with me, but that's just something I've understood. And I see that as a reality, as a reflection of the reality that surrounds me. You need to understand who owns the tech first. It's a deep hole, but take a look. Oh, I know. Listen, yes, there's bad people in tech, but once again, not everyone, not everyone, not everyone. Centuries of historical facts conclude if they fail across the board in any region, it's because it's in their DNA. These third world shitholian will never belong in a first world country. Oh, come on. The root of all evil is the world is okay. Now we're getting to the point. Okay, I'm getting off here, folks. All right, just wait a sec. Good News Bear, you keep up the good work. Hey, thanks, Good News Bear. I'm gonna go through these comments because when people start getting into their fucking hating on fucking groups, like, yeah, it's like we've degraded and shit. I don't want to have anything to do with it, and I'll just shut the shit down. So you're not helping anyone, Fox. Really, you're not helping anyone when you get into that shit. Bro. Oh, hey, thanks, Brandon Barkman. Hi. Hey. Thank you. Once the deer is down, oh, come on, enough with the deer already. Because science, yes, so many peers review groups have been busted for pseudo-intellectually circle jerking each other. You give my paper a good review, I'll do the same for you, wink, wink. Yeah. When you are over the target, you take the most flack. Yeah, I've been taking a shitload of flack, so I've been over the target for a while. I definitely get a lot. Like I say, that's why I never chose to succumb to monetizing my videos. And I know it's caused me so much economically, tremendously, but it's like, yeah, I'm not going to be beholden to anyone. But at least it has allowed me to at least stay over the target for the more than most people. But now, yeah, that those walls are definitely even shrinking now. And it's like, Jesus, they're even coming after me for what I say, and I'm not even trying to benefit economically, right? So freedom of speech is definitely being attacked hardcore today. That is some truth there, Pat. How can you get an unbiased, nonpartisan investigation when the Justice Committee would? Yeah, you can't, Tony. You can't. Yeah, liberals investigating liberals. That's a fucking complete farce, and that's bullshit. Actually, politicians investigating politicians doesn't even guarantee you're going to get anything even remotely resembling or resembling a justice. That's bullshit, anyways, right? And even judges, like, they're human beings. They're biased themselves. So people place too many faith in people that are part of the ruling class. I had never had that much faith. Me too, broke my back for this country, and I'm still going. Hey, sorry about that, just cringe. I feel you, buddy. I've put in a lot of, man, over the years. I started work in lumberyard when I was 15, and I'm 48 years old. What, 33 years? So I put a lot of fucking work, a lot of fucking hours in my life to try to help so many people, and I've benefited myself economically for doing all that hard work. But man, I've contributed a lot to society, and I feel like no one that's my thought leaders or those who seek to rule, they don't appreciate anything I've ever done. They just want whatever the fuck the residual effects of all that economic prosperity that I've provided. That's all they give a shit about. Complete corruption in politics. Yep. Well, that's basically politics, right? Sad news today. Had to break up with my girlfriend. Hey, that sucks, man. Hey, listen, she has a wandering eye. Wandering eye and see. No. Okay, I was going to say if it was just a political difference in opinion, I'd say don't do that. Don't do that. Don't break up with someone just because you have disagreements. You can always find a way to, if you can, try to hammer that stuff out. But yeah, if she's got a wandering eye and she's fucking seeing people on the side, yeah, don't put up with that shit. Not even one time. Have some self-esteem, folks. Don't let, because if you allow that to happen even one time, well, you're always and forever going to be tormented and tortured, just thinking that if they'll do it once, they'll do it again, and then you're just going to live a tortured life of hell, constantly wanting. No, yeah, nip that shit in the bud as quick as humanly possible. And like, I'm not Dr. Phil, and I'm not trying to tell you what to do in your own social and personal life, but I think this. Listen, if that's what you're doing, you haven't lost anything. You've gained some freedom. That's what you've gained, and some self-esteem as a consequence. Canadians are like Wolverine. Okay, what's with the Wolverines? Cold weather. Oh, okay, good at austerity. Yeah, that's true. Well, people from northern climates, very resilient. Of course we are. That's animals. Even animals that have to function in northern climates have to be very, very resilient, right? So that is just a reality. That's not just this truth statement as far as humans, but that's just a true statement based on biology and this animal species in particular, or at large. A university in the US is now having white privilege study. Oh, I know there's lots of shit going on. Crazy, right? Crazy. Just indoctrinating people into conforming into thinking that they're just terrible people based on their skin color. Don't succumb to that stuff, folks. I love his videos. He speaks up for all of us. Derek Matzig. Hey, thanks, Derek. Appreciate it. If you're talking about me, anyways, unless you're talking with someone else, but I'm pretty sure you probably mentioned me. Anyways, thanks, Derek. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't speak for all of this, but I mean, well, I mean, I will defend everyone's liberty, but I can't say I necessarily speak for all of us. But I get what you're saying, and this is me being a little particular. It's my thing, right? Hello, Scartistic. Okay, I'm seeing here labels of propaganda. Thanks for all the comments. Join the recovered. Okay, folks, I think I'm getting down to the bottom here, and I think I'm pretty. The day you speak up, they target you. Well, I've been speaking up for a long time, actually, Derek. It's just that apparently I've been placed in the crosshairs, I guess. They've messed with enough people now that I guess I'm now in the crosshairs. That's all. Because I've been speaking up for a long time. This ain't my first rodeo. That's for sure. It's just like I say, I'm one of those voices. I'm just one of the needles in the haystack, and apparently they found me, right? Thanks, B. Stay safe. Loud and keep dumping that info. I sure will, Kat. You know I will. Yeah, I'm not going to shut up. Never will. How do we elevate technology without having government do it first? Take that onus on yourself, right? Everyone that's ever conjured up and created these platforms, they did it of their own fruition. Just do what you can. If you have the competence, if you're someone that knows how to code even, you have that within you. You have that power. And if you make that available for people, then yeah, you've benefited humanity tremendously. And kudos to you if you do so. How do we elevate? Okay. I miss her. Very slow. Hey, bro. I wasn't talking about this yet. Okay, sorry. Or whoever. Hi from Calgary. You start name calling. Yeah, I know. I use that. Haha. Great channel. Tony Fox. Hey, thanks, Tony. Appreciate that. I really do. And you know, I rely on all you people. I do. I'm just one person. We're all just individuals, but I rely on each and every one of you to help me. Like, because without you, all you folks out there to help spread, like, subscribe, share. Because I don't monetize my videos. I mean, I do get to, I guess they do allow me to be in the recommended section somewhat. But in reality, I rely on all you to help me as far as like sharing my stuff. And the more you like, the more you subscribe, the more you comment. When their algorithms realize that there's more people that are participating and conducive to what's being propagated by the videos, the algorithm says, hey, get that out there, right? So that's a good thing. So as much as you can actively engage, and that's the thing, a lot of people don't even hit that like button today. Come on, folks. I mean, even if you're too shy to comment, and I get that. Not everyone wants to comment and put themselves out there. But come on, just hit the like button. At the very least, like when you're getting, you know, like some of my videos get 40,000 views and like 1,000 likes. That means 39,000 of the people that watched my video didn't even hit the like button. It takes like half second, really. Like, come on, just do that. Just do that. You know, it means a lot. It's not just for me. Not like I need it to stroke my ego, but it helps me as far as my channel, because like I say, I don't pay for advertising. It helps me to be able to propagate my message to other people. So you're not helping me per se, because I'm not benefiting economically. You're helping a whole lot of other people. So just hit that like, and subscribe to the channel. Those things, well, and comment if you can, because all the active engagement, like I say, tells the algorithm that this is a channel that we should get out there because it seems to have a lot of engagement, right? And that's, at the end of the day, that's really what they care about, I believe, the algorithm anyways, because the advertisers, that's what they would care about. And the algorithm is predominantly catering to what the advertisers want. And they want a lot of active engagement and a lot of eyes on there. So whatever you can do to help me in that regard, and like I say, I'm not asking you for a dime, just help me as far as liking, sharing, and subscribing. And that's all I require of you. That's it. And it's pretty minimal requirements, right? Okay, so I'm soon getting off here, folks. I'm almost down here to the bottom. Let's make Trudeau a drama teacher again. Yeah, that'd be nice. I don't even know how the hell he was a drama. Well, yeah, I guess drama teacher. That'd probably be something you would be competent in, I guess. How did you figure out the issue with your vids coming on late the stream? Yeah, I haven't figured out yet, actually, Chan Sal. So if you know, actually, if you look up there, I don't know. I still can, I can live stream myself, as you can see. When it's just me by myself, I can live stream. But the minute I go to send the link to the person on the other side, it keeps coming up, clear your cache or cookies. And it's not just one person. It happened for 3 different people, Victor Pross, and I tried testing even with both of my sons, and 3 different locations, 3 different computers, and it keeps coming up with the same, you can't join in because there's this cookie, clear your cookies and whatever. So if you're technically savvy and you can help me in that regard, I don't know, but at least I can stream myself, and at least I'm appreciative of that. But I don't usually just do things myself. Well, I mean, I do a lot of things myself, but I like to be able to actively engage with people. That's why I love the live hangouts. And I was doing, as you know, my Liberty Hunter podcast with my son. So long form kinds of conversation, which is what the live Google Hangouts are conducive for. So if someone can help me out there in that technical aspect and maybe give me some information that can get me over that hurdle so I can get back to doing that, I'd be greatly appreciated. And in your debt, thank you very much. You haven't considered that Israel is trying to rule the world true. Oh, come on, man. Israel's a country. What do you mean by Israel? Israel is a country. There might be people within the country, right? There might be evil people in the country, but there's evil people everywhere. Like I say, just like I said many times, it's deal with each other as individuals, right? Point out the people that are actually doing something wrong, and then we can focus our attention on those people rather than that spray shotgun approach where we just take out lots of people that are needlessly harmed, right? I don't want to do that. I want to target and focus my attention on people that are truly trying to oppress us. And it ain't based on just their collective or group identity. It has to be a consequence of the individual and what they're actually doing to impose their wills and mandates and edicts on others. Anyways, thanks, folks. I'm down to the bottom of the comments now, although I'm sure YouTube, just like earlier on, slowed things down tremendously, and I couldn't see a lot of them. Here's talking about who controls these globalist banksters. Anyways, thanks everyone for all of your comments. Like I said, I'm very appreciative of everyone that's been actively engaged here today. I'm going to do best that I can to try to get my live streams as far as the Google Live Hangouts figured out, and hopefully someone will help me in that regard so I can get back to doing some interviews and conversations. But I will point out that me and Victor Prost this Sunday, but we're going to be doing it through Skype, so nobody's going to be able to watch it until I upload it. But we're still going to have that debate, does God exist? You know, obviously as an atheist, he's going to take the God doesn't exist. As someone, even though I could take both sides of that equation and work through it actually and take either side, but I'm going to be the proponent of God does exist. And you'll understand what I mean by what God actually represents and what it means to me when you actually watch that interview. And I think you'll be greatly informed as a result and as a consequence of that. So everyone have a great day. We'll try to figure out what's going on with all this YouTube, and hopefully maybe tomorrow this is all resolved, and we'll talk to you again. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.